What's up, everybody? Welcome back to LettermenRow.com. This is Birminology. I am Jeremy Birmingham. On the other line today is Ohio State 2021 five-star quarterback commit Kyle McCord, making, I don't know, this might be his fourth appearance on the show, but it's probably his last, at least for a couple of years, because Kyle is about a month away from enrolling at Ohio State. And I wanted to go through the class and give people a chance to catch up, fans and listeners and readers and watchers, on how this season went for you. So, Kyle, thanks for taking time. It's been a good weekend for you, yes?
No doubt. Been a great weekend.
You won, what is this, the third straight state championship or second?
Third straight.
For a guy in your position, playing at a high school like St. Joe's Prep, one of the best in the country, this year could have gone totally different, and you know it. Philadelphia especially is always hit hard and shut down by COVID. What did it mean for you just to have the opportunity to get out and compete with your guys one last time?
Yeah, in mid-August, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think we were going to have a season. So to be able to get out and suit up with my guys for one last season was really special to me. It meant a lot. And from going from not thinking we were going to have a season to thinking we were going to have one and on and off, it was a roller coaster ride. But I told my guys, I don't care if we play 1 game, 2 games, 6 games, whatever it was. I just wanted to get one last chance to go out with them, and extremely thankful that we had the opportunity to do so.
What was the biggest challenge that you faced? I mean, is it just how to prepare, not knowing if you're even going to play? I mean, what is the biggest adjustment in this season for you?
I think it was just trying to stay focused through all the different stuff going on with COVID. I think that it brought a lot of new challenges to myself personally, as well as the whole team. And just the uncertainty of not being sure if we were going to have a season, and then we had games canceled left and right. So I think that was just tough for us to stay focused and stay on task. And because it's something that really has never been a problem before. You normally your schedule in the middle of January and you're locked in and loaded to go in August. And for us to be scheduling games a week before we're getting ready to play them and then getting canceled on Thursdays when we're supposed to play on Saturdays, I think it was just tough kind of staying on your toes a little bit. But I think at the end of the day, it definitely shaped us into a better team, I think.
As a quarterback, how do you prepare for a team on Saturday when finding out you may not play, may not know who you're playing until Wednesday? Like, how difficult was that adjustment?
Yeah, it definitely was something that was unique. Like I said, normally you know who you're playing months in advance, and we had some games this year where we were on short notice, and there's different loopholes we had to jump through. Like, we played a game this year, and we had 1 day to practice. So it's just I think that goes to show that our preparation and our coaching staff is really second to none. That we had 1 day of practice, we were able to go out there, and I think we won like 52-6 or something like that. So it was unique, but I think a challenge is always good.
I mean, for you, Kyle, this senior year, third straight championship, give the folks out there what they want. How'd the numbers finish? What did you feel like your biggest step was, your biggest stride was as you get ready now for Ohio State?
Yeah, I think honestly, it was just the mental side of the game this year. The coaches really gave me free rein to the offense, and I had a lot of input on what we ran and things we liked. And so I think that was the biggest step that I made, and just trying to eliminate mental mistakes. Obviously, I worked a lot on my physical aspect of the game and my mechanics and throwing the ball and things like that. But I think my mental aspect of the game is really where I grew the most this off season and coming into this year, is just taking that next step and trying to get as prepared as I can for college at the high school level.
You have about a month. Are you packed? Are you started packing? Are you going through your room like going, okay, I need to take this, I'll take this, I'm going to leave this? Like, are you mentally ready, do you think, to just, move on to the next? That's the next part of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it still hasn't hit me that I have a month left at home. I think that's just nuts, considering that I've been here for 18 years and 30-something days, whatever it is. I'm getting ready to move out So it hasn't hit me yet, but I'm sure once the day comes, it's going to be pretty surreal.
Is there a growing sense that with the guys in your class being unable to go to visit anywhere this year, that it's just like, okay, let's just move on. Let's just get there and figure it out, because your class has been built entirely basically on the internet and via phone and texts and stuff like that. How excited are you just to get to be around those guys that you've become so close with?
Yeah, it was funny because before obviously the Buckeye Bash in October, I really haven't met too many guys in the class. Obviously, I met Jack and a few of the other guys that were committed early on. But guys like Sam Hart and Travion and others, I haven't even met them. So it was just kind of something unique that we were doing and building a bond over social media. But meeting a lot of the new faces at the Buckeye Bash was cool. But obviously, like you said, I really haven't met a good majority of the class, I'd say. And those who didn't make it out to the Buckeye Bash, I haven't met them yet. So I think we're all excited to get on campus and get this thing rolling. It's been frustrating not being able to visit and being around each other, but I think it's just going to make it even better once we're finally in Columbus officially.
Because the situation you're walking into in Columbus, I mean, you guys are going to be arriving at the time when Ohio State is preparing or their hope for a college football playoff run. A national championship game is the week that you would get on campus. You've lost the All-American games this year. Is it just a matter of saying, I want all this stuff over with and let's just get back to normal?
Yeah, I think in a way that's definitely how I feel. It's been frustrating that this senior class have had some things taken away from them. Like you said, the All-American game and a lot of the camps this offseason that a lot of the guys were looking forward to being taken away because of COVID. But at the same time, I'm trying to enjoy my last few weeks at home. But I am excited to get on campus and finally put all the nonsense and behind me and get rolling.
How much time are you spending with Corey Dennis, with Ryan Day right now, in doing as much planning and preparing as you can? Obviously, they're in the middle of their season. They're focused on the guys on the current roster. But are you talking to them regularly? Are you starting to get a better sense of what Corey is going to be like as a coach?
Yeah, I think once quarantine started in March is when my communication really came to like a daily routine, talking to Coach Dennis and then Coach Day every week, I'd say once or twice a week we talk. But we watched some film and gone over things. Obviously, I just got done my season and they're in the middle of theirs, so it's been tough meeting on Zoom and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm starting to get a good feel of what Coach Dennis is like as a coach. Obviously, I went out for the spring game in 2019, so I got to see a little bit of what it's like being on the field with him. But I feel like I have a good feel of what he's like as a coach. Obviously, I knew what he was like as a person, but I'm getting excited to play for great guys like them.
In a way, Kyle, do you think that everything that's gone on with COVID-19 is given you a better opportunity to compete for a job as a freshman? Because in most cases, you would be arriving at Ohio State in January, but the guys that are there from last January would have had a lot more reps than they've had. Does it almost in a way like level that out for you?
I think if you look at it from that aspect, certainly. Obviously, they've got the season to prepare a little bit, but in a way, I think what you said is true. I think Corona obviously threw a lot of different challenges at all of us, I think myself included, and obviously the guys that are there now missed out on a lot of the fall camp. So in a way, I think that could be somewhat of and I wouldn't say an advantage, but just something that almost worked in my favor in a way, but who knows?
Let's get bold, okay? Like, is Kyle McCord's goal to come in and be the starting quarterback at Ohio State next year? Or do you think, hey, I'm a freshman, I need to understand that there's ropes to learn?
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to come in and put my head down and work. I'm not going to set any expectations or anything like that. Whatever the coaching staff needs me to do, I'll do. So if I come in and I earn the starting job, that's great. But, if not, I'm going to do the same thing, just continue to work and do my job for the team.
Have you started to reach out to like Jamison Williams and ask him about number 6 or?
All the edits the coaches send me where I'm in the number 6 jersey, I'm like, man, I hope Jamison changes his number, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping so.
Let's talk, Kyle. There's only about 3 weeks left until signing day, the first signing period. You guys are pretty well wrapped up in the class of 2021, but there are a couple big fish still out there. One of them was, expected to make it to the Buckeyes Bash and Tristan Lee and didn't get there. What is the role that you have right now in trying to lock up things with Emeka Ibuka, with JT Tuimalau, with Tristan Lee? Is there anybody else out there that you think we're not done yet? I mean, what's the reason for optimism here for Buckeyes fans?
Yeah, I think right now is a really interesting time in recruiting. It's getting down to really the end of it for this 2021 class. It's been a long time coming, and we're locked in on the guys you just said. It's really 3 more guys, honestly, we're going after. So I think it's interesting. I don't think we've ever been like this selective and just really going after 3 targets and that's it. But the class right now, if we signed, I think we'd be perfectly fine. But adding the 3 guys that you named would just be a huge boost to this class. So obviously all the guys that are committed are going after him. I know Marvin and myself going after Emeka heavily, and the other guys as well. So I think it's just all about trying to put the final touches on this class and get things wrapped up.
What type of competition is there between you and the class of 2022, who is obviously, ratcheting things up a little bit? They've been on a bit of a roll, and every one of those guys talks about how their goal is to have a better class than yours. Do you feel any sort of pressure to like finish strong just so that they can't pop? Because if you were to land those 3 dudes, like it'd be pretty difficult for that class of 2022 to pass you, because you may end up with the highest ranked class in the history of internet recruiting era. Like, how much pressure is there or conversation between you and that class?
No, I think it's great. I think it's great that they're on a roll right now. It seems like every single time I open up Twitter, there's a new commit in that 2022 class. But I think that the 2021 class is just trying to cement ourselves as the best class ever. And hopefully the 2022 class can top us. I think that would be great for the program. But I think it's just all friendly competition. And at the end of the day, I think it's obviously funny to see us kind of go back and forth on Twitter and competing within the program, but I think it's going to be interesting to see who finishes on top.
Who are you rooming with at Ohio State? Have you figured that out yet?
I haven't heard anything final yet, so I think we'll find out in the next few weeks. Obviously, with the move-in date coming up, so I don't even know yet. Is
the first thing that you guys are going to do is have a dunk contest at the Woody? Because you see Ben and Mike and these guys always talking, and I was on that phone call with Jack in the summer when we called you from the camp and asked if you could dunk, and then you had to send a video of it. But are you prepared to put the basketball away forever, or are you just? I mean, is that part of the next step? You get to Ohio State and you guys are going to spend a lot of time in the Woody. Like you probably are going to get a lot better at basketball.
Right, I swear in the group chat they talk more about basketball and send their basketball highlights in more than they do football. But
Jack hasn't been playing football for like a year. He's probably does he even have a helmet anymore?
I think Jack's getting recruited to play power forward actually for the Bucks, not DN.
He could probably do it. Yeah, I mean. He certainly looks the part. But listen, man, Kyle, I wanted to just have you on the show one last time before you head off. And thank you so much for letting Lettermen Row be a part of your recruitment over these last 2 years. We sincerely appreciate you and your family. So can't wait to see you on campus in Columbus the next time I see you. So that's Kyle McCord. I'm Jeremy Birmingham. This has been Birminology. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week with another guest. Have a good one.